Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name's Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. And I don't know if you guys remember her, but
I'm Kaylin.
Kaylin is back.
Shadle.
She's back on the channel. Today we wanted to get together and give you guys a banger of a video. Absolute banger. Why? Because it's 2020 and you guys deserve it. You guys are a loyal fan base, and you know, we wanted to come to you to give you some 20 secrets that most Uber drivers don't know. So
pretty secretive.
Don't
keep it on the low level.
It's so secretive that we're posting on the internet for everyone to see. But kidding,
really,
guys.
Only for you guys.
I honestly just want to give this to you guys because this is things that I have learned over 2 years of driving for Uber. I'm a dedicated veteran Uber driver, and Kaylin, she's actually gonna become an Uber driver soon, so I'm training her.
But as of right now, I'm a consistent Uber taker.
Uber passenger.
Uber passenger.
But you're gonna sign up soon, right?
Dude,
as a driver?
sign up. Yeah, why not?
Once you turn 21.
Yep. Oh, you have to be 21?
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Cool.
Couple more months.
So yeah, before we get into the video, guys, if you guys could do us one simple little favor, it only takes 1 second from you, but helps us out so much. Please give the video a big thumbs up. We would really appreciate that, because you know, it helps me out and I need to pay rent. So it's not cheap. Just help me out. But anyways, let's hop right into the video. Here are 20 secrets that most Uber drivers don't know. Boom, let's get started. All right guys, so the very first secret that most Uber drivers don't know is that if you signed up to be an Uber driver and you forgot to use a referral code to get your sign up bonus or guarantee, there is still a way that you can retroactively apply a referral code to get that cash. So what are you guys waiting for? I'm gonna go and leave it in the description down below. If you want to get your sign up bonus or guarantee of up to $1,000, yes, you still can do it. If you forgot, it's okay.
I want this.
What?
I want this.
You want this?
I want it.
All right, well you can go get it. All you gotta do is go in the description down below. I'm gonna leave the steps for you guys to get that referral, to apply that referral code to your account. Yes, it's still working. Yes, it is 2020. Go and grab that money. You probably don't have anything to say about that one, because whatever.
All that, I want it.
All right, yeah. The second tip, or the second secret, is that you can drive for both Uber and for Lyft.
I always see the double stickers.
If you've been a rider before, you might have seen yourself that some drivers actually do drive for both platforms. I myself I am active on both Uber and Lyft as a driver. And even if you want, you can drive for both Uber and Lyft at the same exact time.
What?
Right? That's a secret. It's a secret. Okay,
How?
Well you can't do 2 rides at the same time, but what you can do is you can be online for both Uber and for Lyft, and as soon as you get a ride request on the other, all you have to do is log out, go offline on one of the apps, and you can basically decrease your waiting time in between rides by running both apps at the same time. So
it's genius.
You can
honestly, that's genius.
You can make a lot of extra money doing it. I actually had somebody reach out to me today who was asking about how to do that, and if there's any apps you can do. You don't need an app to do it. You can just do it. Have both apps open on your phone, both Uber and Lyft, and then go online for both of them. And as soon as you get a ride request on one of them, go offline on the other one, and then when you finish that ride, go back online on both, or if you don't get a ride automatically. Yeah, that's how it works. So
that's so cool. Yeah,
so you can make a lot of extra money. Yeah, number 3 is that when you're driving, okay, number 3 is that in between rides, you're gonna miss out on
I'm curious. This is helpful information.
Okay.
No, like really.
I was gonna say, like, these are like not anything.
No, this is my like, wow.
Okay, so this one is important. This is a big mistake that I made when I first started driving as a rideshare driver, is in between my rides. I feel like I'm talking to you for like the first couple of times. I've never talked to you about like my driving experience.
No, I'm excited.
But like in between rides, I would drive around and look, like try to find a new ride.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it makes sense,
like which
right?
locations are most popular?
Yeah, it was like, oh, I just dropped somebody off. I don't have a ride. Let me drive around and look for a ride. That's contrary to popular belief. What you should do after you drop somebody off is just sit, park, and wait for the next ride to come.
Okay.
Because you're not wasting any gas. You're not putting miles on your car. And, you know, you can just sit back, chillax, take a quick nap, or
Why
do whatever
not?
you want to do. Go on TikTok,
Text
watch
your friends.
TikTok videos, or go on IG.
Tempting.
And
Do a live.
Yeah, swipe.
Make a YouTube video.
Swipe up on some stories, do whatever you want. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, the best thing to do is to wait after you drop somebody off, and trust me, the ride will come. You're gonna actually sometimes drive away from riders if you drive around. So you wanna stay in a spot, because the way it works is that it's based on location. So if you're your driver right here and there's a passenger here, you could be driving away from the rider actually, and when in reality, if you just sat and wait, you would have gotten that ride request. So yeah, I honestly you save a lot of money and on gas and stuff, and you just, yeah, it's better to sit around and wait. Number 4, this is a big thing that I wanted to just clarify this. A lot of people actually comment on my videos saying, because Kayla and I made some like skit videos.
I might have pretended to vomit in his car.
Yeah, we did some like skit videos of
Another secret.
It was very like clearly fake. Like I think
we were just trying to be funny.
I think at one point I even said I had a sugar daddy. I was like, okay, that's definitely not real. But some people did say, oh, why don't you post real rides of your passengers? You can't. You cannot. There is very strict. Uber has deactivated tons of people for posting ride.
Probably for the rider's safety.
It's
too.
for the rider's safety,
Yeah, that's
privacy.
not
A lot of times riders will be intoxicated, and they might even say, oh yeah, sure, post me on the internet. When they wake up the next day sober and they're like, okay, I don't want my drunk self on the internet.
cool. Yeah.
A lot of riders get deactivated for that, so you definitely cannot post videos of your passengers. All right, secret number 5, guys, is that you can make extra money as a rideshare driver with cool new apps that have just launched. I don't know if you've ever taken a ride, but I'm about to get one in the mail, but it's basically a tablet that riders, actually this is perfect because I ask you, you can put a tablet, drivers can put a tablet in the back of your headrest for passengers to play games on for free. And they're trivia games. And I've used it before. My passengers have absolutely love it. And as a driver, I make extra money. It doesn't cost the rider anything at all.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they'll like, the way it works is that you'll play trivia games and it's like, I don't know. And if you get like the high score, you win 25 bucks for the day.
That's amazing. That
Yeah.
is so bum.
And the only way it works
You get bored in Uber, so.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I get bored. And you have to watch an ad like every 3 minutes or
Worth
something while
it.
you're playing. But like,
Well worth it.
yeah, literally when the ad's playing, like you could just literally go on your phone.
Yeah.
You don't have to like
That's smart.
But yeah, that's how that works. There's another one called Cargo. It's like a snack box. I don't know if you've seen those.
I've seen those.
You can buy.
Except I'm confused. Will you explain to me how those work?
Yeah, it's basically like a box of snacks, and you as a passenger can scan the QR code, and you can buy like a Rice Krispie treat. I think it's like $1 or $2.
Got you.
It works really well for people driving people like Friday, Saturday night late. Like
Yeah, when they're hungry.
like actually on the way to bars a lot. People want like a snack to like fill them up. Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones too. You can like wrap your car up in advertisements. I'm gonna leave links in the description down below for you guys to check those out if you want. The number 1, or the next one, number 6, not the number 1. Number 6 is that there are actually apps that help you find hotspots, like to where there will be a lot of rides. Like I was saying earlier, you don't want to drive around looking for rides, but if you find yourself like in the middle of nowhere, you probably want to drive to like a more it's like if there's a concert or something, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Try to position yourself. I wouldn't say like turn your app off and drive there, but like if you can try to kind of maneuver yourself there, that's,
Or if it's close by and you're in the middle.
yeah, if it's like a couple miles away, maybe like, I don't know, drive over there. Oh, this is a good one. Number 7. This is the number 1 way to get tips. Do you ever tip drivers?
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. I do.
$100
If they're really
ones?
good, $100 ones. And when I'm just like doing solo.
Yeah.
If they do a really good job, I would tip.
So what I have to say here, I put this one, but since the time I wrote this, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I put the number 1 way to get tips is by establishing like an emotional connection with your rider. So if you are able to connect with them on any way, I myself have found this a lot as a driver, because this was based on my driver experience. Every time I talk to my passenger and like, I don't know, maybe my rider's grandma was like a tennis player, for instance. It's super random. Not real. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a tennis player as well. I actually used to play at that same track or that same court that your grandma played at. And then all of a sudden, like, you feel a connection. A lot of times your passenger will leave you a tip because you have a connection with them.
It's more than small talk too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes small talk can get annoying if you're taking multiple Ubers a day.
Yeah.
But actually like connecting with someone and having something similar happen, I definitely, I agree. I would tip them. Because then I'm like, you make more than just like, oh, hi, I'm Kaylin.
Yeah.
I'm going this, I'm a, you know, if it's like something.
Yeah, for sure. So like emotional connection is good, but I kind of changed my answer now because as a rider, if I have like a long trip or just any trip at all and my driver is really safe, I tend to tip more based on if a driver is just a really safe driver, because most of my drivers that I order rides from as a rider are just bad, like dangerous drivers. And
or they
like,
get distracted with conversation sometimes.
Yeah, they're speeding around a lot, getting distracted, and it's like, I feel really unsafe. But when I have a driver who's like really polite, really nice, and he's driving smoothly, and I can tell that he cares about my safety, I'll leave him a much bigger tip than if he was just driving, you know, crazy.
Yeah.
So
if you can do both, it's cool. But if you can't do both, then I would choose driving super safe.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah.
Even if you think you're like safe, just like slowing down way before red lights or stop signs. It's always like comforting for the passenger.
Number 8. I'm gonna trigger some drivers with this one, but I will say most riders do not want to talk to their driver. When I first became a Uber driver, I would I would talk to my passengers like a lot. Like I would, hey, how's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. You know, can I get you blah, blah, blah. Like just trying to talk to them about anything. And after a while, I realized that most passengers just want to get in the back seat, chill on their phone, and go to their destination. Like, yeah, you can probably get a conversation out of them, but do they really want to talk?
Unless it's like a natural conversation. I would say don't force anything, but if conversation naturally comes up, then yeah. Because there's been times where I'm really chatty and I would love to talk to someone, and there's also times where I'm just like sick of people and want to like just relax as if I was in my own car, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think if you just read emotional cues, and if a conversation naturally comes up, then yeah, totally build that. But if not, I wouldn't try and push it. Yeah. Because then that gets annoying and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would actually go so far as to say, lean on the side of talking less than more. I would try to be more quiet because you don't want to like chat somebody's ear off if they don't want to talk. But yeah, just read, like Kaylin said, read the
social cues.
Yeah, read the social cues. Number 9 is that some states require two-party consent to record audio. So you might not even know it, but a lot of drivers have like dash cams. They're recording video and audio of the rides for safety reasons.
Yeah,
and just
I've
for
seen
insurance.
that before.
Like
just in case you get hit or something.
If you get hit and it's not your fault, like you just have that on video. However, if you do live in a state that requires two-party consent, a lot of states are just one-party consent. But if it's a two-party consent, you'd have to either tell them or have a sign up that you're recording audio. If it's a one-party consent, then you as a driver are the one party and you don't have to tell them. But yeah, just know your local laws. Obviously, I'm not gonna...
I think a sign, even if it is a one party, would be nice to know.
Yeah,
not just like, but like explain it, like, because it's for the safety of my vehicle and safety of you, like
for insurance or whatever, just in case you get in an accident. Oh, number 10, this one's good. I don't know if you've seen those like hanging, well, okay, I'll just say it. Number 10 is that it's illegal to block your view of your windshield with like car phone mounts and other devices. So do you remember like back maybe like, I don't know, a few years ago, there used to be popular to have these like huge dice hanging from your thing, and people start getting tickets for those because they're so big that
you couldn't see.
They're blocking the view, and it's dangerous for both the driver and also for other drivers too.
Even if it's not dice, I see those like fluffy balls all the time.
The fluffy balls,
about, which they're so cute, but...
And specifically for drivers, it's phone mounts. So you can't put your phone in the center, like if it has, the thing that attaches to your windshield that holds your phone. You have to either put on the side or like somewhere down low, like on your air vent or something.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, and it's... you probably won't get a ticket for it, but I know people personally who have gotten tickets for it. And it's also a bigger safety issue, actually, for most people wouldn't think, but it's for police cars. Because one thing that police need to have is to be able to see who's driving a car. When they look over, that's why tinted windows are not allowed, because police cars need to be able to see the driver just in case of anything, you know? And like they need to be able to see in a car just in case, I don't know, something elite, like it looks like someone's getting beaten up in a car, something fishy, or I don't know, someone is getting kidnapped. Like police need to see the inside of a car, and if you have a bunch of devices blocking that, they're gonna pull you over and give you a ticket. So it's a much bigger issue at hand than you might think.
You'd rather be safe than sorry too. Like it's a simple thing, just don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, number 11, this is good for savings. If you're an Uber driver and you're getting your car washed a lot, you can save money getting like subscription services for car washes. There's a lot of places that they don't even advertise, but you can ask them, hey, you know, I'm gonna get my car washed every week or every few days. Is there any way I can get like a monthly pass rather than paying full price every single time? A lot of times they will give you discounts for that. Same thing with oil changes, because Uber drivers, you know, you're driving a lot more than the average Kaylin Shadle, you know, so I mean, you do drive quite a bit though.
I do drive quite a bit, but probably not as much as an Uber driver.
Yeah, exactly. Number 12, rideshare insurance. This one's a little tricky. A lot of Uber drivers don't have, I would say probably 90% plus don't have like any added rideshare insurance. You get insurance when you sign up for Uber and Lyft. However, your personal insurance usually doesn't allow you, like basically just talk to your insurance provider and tell them that you're thinking about driving for Uber and Lyft. So that way, if you get into an accident, no one's like, oh, I didn't know you're an Uber driver. Because a lot of people, they get dropped for their insurance if you get into an accident and they find out you're driving for Uber. So yeah, I mean,
smart.
Insurance is like,
I would have never thought of that either.
Yeah. How much do you pay for insurance?
I can't tell you.
Do you not pay? Your sugar daddy pays?
No.
Parents? No.
My parents might help me pay for insurance.
I'm just kidding. It's fine. I think I pay like $150 a month or something. I think rideshare insurance is like extra, but I don't have that. Most people don't, but like make sure you're in communication with your insurance about that.
It seems like most would be fine, but just
you have to talk. Yeah, just talk to them so they don't drop you. The number one, Dashcam footage. You can use Dashcam footage to protect yourself. We were talking about that earlier with the audio like recording. If you ever get into an accident and it's not your fault, if you ever have a passenger who, I don't know, does something dangerous, it does happen. Some riders are really drunk and they might touch you, they might hit you, they might sexually assault you.
Oh no.
There's a lot of really serious cases. You guys might have seen a study in 2017, I believe it was 2017 and 2018. There's over almost 6,000 cases of sexual assaults reported in Uber rides.
That's
and those are the
horrible.
only ones reported. And I don't know if you know, Kaylin, but a lot of sexual assaults, do not go reported. A lot of people stay silent on the issue because for a number of reasons, which I will not get into. But I will just say it's important. It might be smart to get a dash cam just for safety reasons like that, and for accidents as well.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's life. I wouldn't say driving for Uber is like necessarily a dangerous activity. I would just say living life can be dangerous.
You're picking up strangers too.
Yeah.
And you're getting in strangers' car for the driver. So I mean,
the reason
they make it safe, but
the reason it is like dangerous is because you're in like confined space with them, and a lot of times you can't just leave. Like if somebody's creeping on you at a cafe, you can just get up and walk away. But if you're driving somebody on the freeway going 70 miles an hour,
it's not the same.
You can't just leave that situation.
Yeah.
So
for the driver too.
Exactly, for both drivers and passengers.
That's probably really hard for drivers, feeling uncomfortable, but then you're like making money off them, so it's like,
yeah,
that's a hard situation.
Exactly. And oh yeah, by the way, it was like 5,981 sexual assault cases. Those are both almost 50-50, both from riders and drivers reporting. So it's very split.
Yeah.
The next one is, oh, this is a big secret. Most drivers don't know this. I'm not a certified public accountant. I'm not a tax professional, so talk to a CPA about this. Don't take my advice. I am just a guy sitting on the internet talking to you. Don't take my advice. This is what I do though, so you can follow what I do, or you can talk to a CPA. Talk to a CPA. When I get my miles back at the end of the year for taxes, Uber and Lyft usually, at least in the past, they report the miles that you take during trips. However, you're putting on a lot more miles than just during the trips. You're driving a lot of times if you're driving to like an event or something, or a concert, or in between trips. I use those as a tax deduction. So I get 58 cents back per, or 58 cents of a tax deduction per mile. So make sure to calculate those miles. You can get apps, or you can just write them down. Yeah, taxes are fun, guys. Yeah, basically you can get an app, or there's an app like MileIQ. QuickBooks also has one that track your miles, and you can like swipe right and swipe left if they're a business mile or personal mile. Cool. Yeah, it's really helpful. Those cost money. They'll save you a lot of money at the end of the year, so like you'll obviously get your money back. But if you don't want to spend that extra like $5 or $10 a month, I don't know, whatever it costs, you can just write down like on a notepad or on your notes in your phone or whatever. Or if you can get an Excel sheet if you're like into math and stuff. A lot of people like being organized and doing like Excel sheets. Props to you guys. Yeah. The next one, you cannot accept unaccompanied minors as a driver. I've had that question before. I know I look really young. Someone has actually told me like, are you under 18? And I was like, no. That's good that they ask. Yeah, they're being a good driver. Yeah. If you're with somebody over 18, that's fine. If you're by yourself, and you're, well, if you're, I like saying as if you're an underage person, but. I'm not, again, I am 20 years old. Yeah, she's 20, guys. I know a lot of people would have thought she was underage, but she's actually 20, okay? Big reveal. If you're a driver, you cannot pick up anybody under 18 if they're alone. I get this way more. This was one of the big shockers that I got when I signed up to drive, is that I got ride requests from like kids. A lot of times parents will order rides for the kids, like to take them to soccer practice and stuff. I'd drive all the way over there and be like, no, I'm not taking your 7-year-old boy. Oh no, yeah. Like, think about it, guys. That looks really bad if you're driving around a 7-year-old boy or a 7-year-old girl or whatever. It doesn't matter the gender. Just ask their age too if you're unsure. Always ask. Yeah, and I actually DM'd Uber about this, or Lyft. I think I DM'd both of them. You can ask them for their ID. If I don't know, a lot of people look young. If you're unsure if they're 18 or not, and you think they might be like 15 or something, and they're telling you that they're 20, you can ask them for an ID. They should have an ID on them if they're over 18. If they say, oh, I don't have my driver's license yet, I don't have my ID, say, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to risk it. I don't believe you. You can cancel the ride, it's fine. Tell Uber and Lyft about it. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, always. It's not worth the extra 10 bucks you're gonna make on that ride. Yeah. If you go to an accident and you have an unaccompanied minor with you, this is where it gets interesting too, because we were talking about this earlier with insurance reasons. Uber and Lyft specifically state you cannot take unaccompanied minors. So anytime you do take, like, you know, somebody over 18, if you get into an accident, that ride's gonna be covered by insurance. But if you take somebody under 18, actually Kayla and I were talking about this too with cash rides earlier. If you get into an accident and that person just gave you cash for a ride, or that person's under 18, it's not covered by insurance at all. If that person gets injured, that parent can sue you, the driver. They can try to sue Uber or Lyft as well. Yeah, protect yourself though. But they're gonna go after the driver too, because Uber could easily say, oh no, well, we told the driver that he can't accept 7-year-olds, and the driver did anyway. It's gonna be on the driver, so yeah, it's not worth it at all. No, you don't wanna, you can lose your license, lose your job, and plus you don't owe a lot of money. And yeah. Number 16, Have you ever taken a ride and like changed your destination or changed your mind?
I have. When I first moved to LA,
yeah.
I didn't know where I was going and I put the wrong studio and I was like, shoot.
Yes.
Will you switch it?
Yeah, so if you're a driver and you ever get that, if you get a rider who's like, oh, you know what? I'm not feeling in and out. I want to go to McDonald's. I want to save some money. Can we go there instead? You can definitely do that, but they need to change the destination in the app, or else it looks like you just kind of got lost. And that rider could easily report that and be like, oh, my driver got lost and I just asked to get out because it was taking too long. So you want them to change the destination in their app.
Protect you guys.
So, you know, it doesn't look like you got lost. That's to prevent scams and stuff. Secret number 17. Again, we were talking about this earlier. You cannot do cash rides. If you don't have a license, like a taxi license or all the insurance stuff, you know if you have it, it is really hard to get. Like you're basically starting a company, an LLC or S Corp. You need, you can't do cash rides. It's not covered under insurance. It's dangerous too. That person, you don't know who that person is. Their information is not being tracked. Yeah, and they could also scam you. It's
just nice to have a company, like a big company that supports you.
Yeah, if you're just doing cash rides out of your car, you can get deactivated too, because they're technically stealing customers from Uber and Lyft. So they don't want you to do it. If anybody finds out, if you get pulled over, if you get into a little fender bender, even if it's not your fault, someone's gonna find out, because what do the police do? They always question everybody in the car. What's like, you know, why, who are you, and I don't know. They can find out and you can easily lose your insurance and your job as a driver. And that's not fun. Number 18. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Secret number 18, guys. A lot of passengers will leave false reports. They try to get a free ride.
Ooh.
A lot of times
that's rude.
Passengers will be like, oh, my driver was drunk.
Oh my gosh.
Or my driver was speeding. Or
that's
my
horrible.
driver was creepy to me. Which, yeah, I get it. Those things, you know, happen sometimes. I'm sure in the history of Uber driving, a driver went out and drove drunk, right? But like, a lot of riders will just say that to try to get a free ride. Yeah. The way to prevent this is if you have a ride, have a passenger, and you think they're being like kind of shady or they're giving you a weird vibe, or if they're being mean to you or something, call up Uber and Lyft and report, like tell them, hey, I know I had a really rude passenger, whatever. Just be honest with them to try to prevent them. That's smart to do it before, just in case they do say something. Yeah, you want to beat them to the punch rather than them beating you. You don't want to like apologize to for something that you didn't do. Yeah, number 19, guys, this is a big secret and a personal tip that I kind of discovered through watching the news, but basically it's, if you ever have a passenger leave a phone in your car, you want to actually turn that phone off, because what happens is that, at least on iPhones, and I don't really have an Android, but people can track their phone. So if I know people who passengers just show up at their driver's house to try to get their phone back, and they'll like literally knock at their door, and it's kind of weird. You don't want your passengers showing up at your door trying to get their phone back. The proper way to do it is for the passenger to contact you, the driver, through the app. They can go through the app and send the driver a message, and then you'll get your $15 return fee. Yeah, it's just more of a safety thing to turn off the phone so they can't track you. That's true. Yeah, you don't want to be tracked by a stranger. But I would do it ASAP so it never gets to that either. Like, don't keep their phone for a while. Like, let them know right away. Yeah, yeah. Because then also, yeah, I would get suspicious and worried and report or something. Yeah. So yeah, you can do that. I've also heard of people purposefully leaving their phones in a car to track them as well. Wow. Yeah, like, well, I've heard this with, it was like a YouTuber, I think. Like a fan, like threw their phone in the person's car and then like went over later and was like, oh, I accidentally left my phone in your car or something, and then they like, oh, it's really weird. Oh my gosh. There's some weirdos out there. That is like very, very weird. And if you, I don't know, if you know who you are, if you have if you're a type of person who people are very attracted to you, could happen. Yeah, creepers. Creeper alert. Number 20, the last one, guys. This is important. I'm sure Kaylin's done this before. Maybe not.
We'll see. Give it to me.
Passengers cannot drink alcohol in the car. I have done it as a passenger.
I am not drinking alcohol in the car, thank you.
Oh yeah,
very
you're
much.
under 21. You never had a sip of alcohol, right?
No, gross.
This was way before I was even an Uber driver. You're going out having a fun time. Whatever. Bring in a little bottle. An easy way to combat this is to just tell your passengers, hey, I don't allow liquids at all in my car. Because if you tell your passenger, hey, I don't allow alcohol, they're gonna be like,
it's not alcohol.
Yeah, oh, this is lemonade. Yeah, I'm just sipping on lemonade on the way to the bar, on the way to the club. Yeah, so, and really easy way to do this is be like, hey, you know what? I just got this car. This is my precious, I love this car. I do not allow any food or drinks in the car. And then what are they gonna say to that?
Yeah, they have to have respect for your vehicle. You're driving them.
You can still be nice about it. You don't have to get mad at them because a lot of people. It's not what you say,
it's how you say it.
A lot of people like don't even know the law. They'll say, or maybe they think, oh, Uber driver's fine. So you can even be like, hey, you know what? If you want, you pretend you're like airport TSA. Be like, oh, you can chug that thing really quick and then come in the car. You don't have to like kick them out of the car right away or anything. You can just be like, hey, you know what? I don't allow liquid in my car. Do you want to drink that really fast and then come in? That's the easy way to do it. Anyways, guys, those were 20 secrets. If you made it to the end of the video, comment down below that you made it to the end and let us know what your favorite secret was. I know I have a bunch of favorite secrets myself. I know Kaylin, what was your favorite one?
I learned a lot about the insurance and stuff. It's just like you never think about these things, and so to get those tips, I think is important because I would never think of those personally on my own. But yeah, just protect yourself and be safe, and I think those are really, really useful. To make sure that you're... I
cannot stress this enough. These are things that I've learned over the past 2 years. If you're a new driver, I don't expect you to know any of these things starting out. But now you do. These are things that like I've learned over 2 years, and you don't have to go through all that your own. Now you know all of them. Well, 20 of them. Yeah.
Maybe I'll learn some more later.
Maybe we'll learn some more. Yeah, we're gonna be making some really fire content, so make sure to subscribe and like the video to get more of that in your inbox. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good day, guys.
And I'll talk to y'all soon too. Have a good day, guys.
All right, bye.